Namaste, dear students. Welcome back. I am here with one more problem on issue of shares, illustration number 16, which was asked in the May-June 2010 question paper, University of Mysore. So let us look into the problem. Bhakti Company Limited as an authorized capital of rupees 50 lakh divided into 50,000 shares of rupees 100 each. 10,000 shares are issued at par to the vendors for building purchased for the company. See, it is a very simple thing you have to understand here. Out of 50,000 shares, 10,000 shares are issued at par to the vendors for building purchased. That means building has been purchased by issuing 10,000 shares. Clear? So the remaining shares were issued to the public subscription payable as follows. So the remaining is issued to the public. That means out of 50,000 shares, the company have issued 10,000 shares to the vendors from whom we have purchased the building. So left out how many shares? Out of 50, 10,000 you have issued for the building. So the left out is 40,000 shares. So 40,000 shares has been issued to the public. Okay, so that is offered to the public. So amount payable as follows: rupees 20 on application, rupees 30 on allotment, and the balance on into two calls of two equal installments. So, and the balance on into two calls of equal installment. That means 20 plus 30, how much? 50. So, what is the balance? 100 minus 50? 50. So, it is a equal installment for two calls. That is first call and second and final call. That means 25 on first call, 25 on second and final call. Okay. Application were received for 60,000 shares. So that means it is a oversubscription because company is offered only 40,000 shares to the general public, but public applied for 60,000 shares, and the allotment was made under pro rata to the applicants of 50,000 shares. So 50,000 shares application money has been, we are allotting on pro rata. So that means 40,000 we are keeping application money for capital, and 10,000 application money we are going to transfer to the allotment account, and the remaining 10,000 shares application money we are rejecting. That is what the problem said. Okay, so that is the remaining applications being refused. Money overpaid on application was adjusted towards allotment money due. Prakriti, to whom 1,000 shares were allotted, failed to pay the allotment and two calls. Hence, her shares were forfeited. These shares were reissued to Janya at rupees 90 per share as fully paid up. So there is a shareholder called Miss Prakriti. So who is the holder of 1,000 shares? So she failed to pay allotment money, and she failed to pay first call and second and final call. So after that her shares has been forfeited, and again it has been reissued to Miss Janya at rupees 90 per share as a fully paid up. Clear? So now since Prakriti has failed to pay in allotment level only, yes, working note has to be done. So let us look into the solution part without any further delay. Dear students, so now we are doing the solution for illustration number 16. Okay, so the first part we always have to prepare a working note, that you all know, right? So let us do this. Number of shares issued, numbers of shares issued by the company. How many shares issued by the company? 50,000 shares, correct? So out of this, number of shares issued to vendor to purchase a building. So how many shares we have issued to the vendor to purchase a building? 10,000 shares, correct? So the left out 40,000 shares. So they left out how many shares? 40,000 shares. Clear? So which has been offered to the public. So that is the number of shares offered to the public. Number of shares offered to the public. Okay, so this is number of shares offered to the public. So now number of shares subscribed, that is applied, subscribed. So how many shares has been applied for subscription? 60,000 shares. Okay, 60,000 shares. So therefore it is situation is what? 20,000 shares has been applied more. So the situation is over subscription, correct? So therefore over subscription of 20,000 shares. Okay, so now let us do this over subscription pro rata allotment. So write pro rata allotment. On what basis we have done the allotment of shares? That is on pro rata. Okay, so pro rata allotment. So out of 60,000 shares, in the problem they said how many shares we are keeping? Application were received for 60,000 shares and the allotment was made pro rata to the applicants of 50,000 shares. So how many shares we are keeping on under pro rata? 50,000 shares we are keeping under pro rata. So but for the application, for the capital purpose, we use only 40,000 into what is the application? 40,000 shares into application money. Application money is 20 rupees. So 40,000 into 20. Calculate in the calculator. That is 40,000 into 20. So that comes to 8 lakh rupees. That comes to 8 lakh rupees. So write 8 lakh rupees. That is towards application money. That is application money or application account, or you can say application money, anything is fine. Okay, so 40,000 that is directly we transfer to the application money. Out of 50,000 we are using 40,000 application money. Clear? So then the rest 50,000 minus 40,000, 10,000 into 20, 10,000 into 20, that comes to 2 lakh. So this is because it is a part of this what we are keeping. So obviously that comes under adjusted to allotment, okay, adjusted to allotment. Done? Fine. So public applied for how many? 60,000. So we are keeping how much? 50,000 out of 40 for application, 10,000 to adjusted to allotment. Amount we have written 8 lakh and 2 lakh. Okay. So now rejecting part is how much? 10,000, because 50 plus 10, 60. That should be equals to 60,000 applied by the public. So write 10,000 into 20. So that comes to 2 lakh. 10,000 into 20, 2 lakh. That is rejected and refunded. So I hope you have understood. So if you total this, you will get total number of shares applied by the public, 60,000 shares. Okay, so now in this problem they clearly said that Prakriti, to whom 1,000 shares were allotted, failed to pay the allotment money. So when shareholders fail to pay allotment money, so we have to calculate that as shares applied by the shareholders and the net allotment money paid and not paid by the shareholders. So that is we should calculate whenever there is a allotment money failure. So let us do the working note number 1. Working note number 1. So what is that working note number 1? Calculation of number of shares applied by Miss Prakriti. Okay, so now for how many number of shares we kept for pro rata allotment? 50,000 shares, correct, for requirement of 40,000 shares. We required 40,000 shares, but we considered under pro rata, that is 50,000 shares. So now Prakriti is the holder of how many shares? 1,000 shares. So then how much applied by the Prakriti? So that we have to calculate. So in such a case, calculate 50,000 divided by, so calculate 50,000 into 1,000, cross multiplication, divided by 40,000. So if you do that, number of shares applied by public is 1,250. So do the calculation, 50,000 into 1,000 divided by 40,000. This 40 comes down. This 40,000 comes down, and this 1,000 goes up. So 50,000 into 1,000 divided by 40,000. So you are going to get 1,250 shares, that is applied by Prakriti. So number of shares applied by Prakriti. So understood? Fine. So let us move to the working note number 2. We are done with working note number 1. So let us move to the working note number 2. So what is this working note number 2 is all about? Yes, working note number 2. So that is calculation of allotment money not paid by Prakriti. Calculation of allotment money not paid by Prakriti. Okay, so now what is the older, like actual allotment money due? So that is allotment money payable by Prakriti. So that is allotment money due. So on 1,000 shares, because she holds 1,000 shares. What is the allotment money here? So in the problem they said allotment, on allotment rupees 30. So 1,000 into 30 rupees. So that is 1,000 into 30. Calculate 1,000 into 30. So that comes to 30,000 rupees. So this is the actual amount due from Miss Prakriti. But she has applied for more number of shares, correct? Less excess application money adjusted. Excess application money adjusted. Excess application money adjusted. Actually, Prakriti applied for how many shares? 1,250, but we allotted her how many shares? 1,000 shares. So what is the excess application money paid then? 1,250 minus 1,000, so that comes to 250 rupees, 250 shares. So what is the application money payable? So that is application money received on each share is 20. So 250 into 20, calculate 250 into 20. So that is 5,000 rupees, which is paid by Prakriti, that is with application. Clear? 5,000 has been paid by Miss Prakruti, that is with the application, excess application money. Clear? So deduct that 5,000. You got to know, right, to how you got 1,000 or 250. Prakruti have applied for 1,250 shares, but we allotted 1,000 shares under pro rata. So that are part of 250 shares, whatever she has applied extra, that money has been adjusted towards allotment. So I am deducting that. So how much I am getting now? 25,000 rupees. 25,000 rupees. So this is allotment money not paid by Miss Prakruti. Allotment money not paid by Miss Prakruti is how much? 25,000 rupees. So we got this. So let us calculate working note number 3. So what we are going to calculate? Here we calculate calculation of net allotment money received. Calculation of net allotment money received. Now you might be wondering, so how do we get to know that these adjustments are to be done? These working notes are to be prepared on which kind of a problem? Correct? You always might get a confusion. See, wherever a shareholder fails to pay allotment money, in such a case, all the working notes what I am doing, you have to do it without any doubt. If a shareholder fails to pay allotment level, so you have to do all the working note whatever I am doing. So let us calculate net allotment money due. First, net allotment money due. So what is the number of shares actually offered to the public? 40,000 shares, correct? 40,000 into allotment money due, that is allotment money how much? 3. So calculate 40,000 into 30 rupees. So that comes to 12 lakh rupees. So that is 12 lakh rupees, that is they have to pay as a allotment money. Less excess application money adjusted towards allotment, adjusted to allotment. So this we have done in the working note. So that is how much excess adjusted to allotment. See, it is very simple. Public applied 60,000 and company doing a pro rata allotment 50,000 shares, but company can issue only 40,000. So then 10,000 we are rejecting and 10,000 applications have been adjusted towards allotment under pro rata, correct? So that is 10,000 shares, correct? So you got it, right? So if you have a doubt, look at here in the working note what we have only prepared. We have only prepared pro rata allotment out of 50,000 shares, 40,000 into 28 lakh towards application, 10,000 into 20, 2 lakh adjusted to allotment. How much? Adjusted to allotment 2 lakh rupees. That is 10,000 into 20. You got to know, right, how we got 10,000. So this 10,000 into 20, 2 lakh rupees. So that I am reflecting over here. So that is 2 lakh. So now deduct. So how much you got? 10 lakh rupees. Exactly correct. 10 lakh. 10 lakh. So this is a due amount. Clear? That is allotment money due after adjustment. Allotment money due after adjustment, that or you can call net allotment money due. Okay, so now less less allotment allotment money not paid by Prakriti. Less allotment money not paid by Prakriti. Why we consider this here? Can you tell me? See here, Prakriti is the only holder who did not pay the allotment money. Rest of them have paid. So that means if I deduct the allotment money not paid by Prakriti, so I am going to get the allotment money paid by others. So 25,000 rupees is not paid by Miss Prakriti as per the working note number 2. So we have calculation of allotment money not paid by Prakriti that we have calculated, that is 25,000. So I am deducting the same 25,000 here. So I am going to get a 9,75,000 rupees. 9 lakhs 9,75,000 rupees. So that is net allotment money received. So this is net allotment money received. 9,75,000, 9,75,000. So this is the most important working note which we are supposed to do. After this working note, we are going to pass the journal entries. Clear? So we are supposed to prepare journal entries. For that, we have to draw a table. I'm ready with the table. So journal entries in the books of Bhakti Company Limited. Date, particulars, LF, debit rupees, credit rupees. So here you should keep one thing in your mind, that is the company has issued 10,000 shares to the vendor to purchase a building. Correct? So what we are purchasing? We are purchasing a building. If we are purchasing anything, that you have to mention here. So the first journal entry here, it is going to change when there is a purchase consideration. When there is a purchase consideration, the first journal entry is going to change. So that you have to keep it in your mind. So what are we purchasing in this problem? Building. So write building account. Building account debtor to vendor's account. To vendor's account. So we are issuing how many shares? 10,000 shares of rupees. How much? 100 each. Clear? So because at par only we are issuing. So calculate 10,000 into 100. So that comes to how much? 10 lakh rupees. So write 10 lakh. 10 lakh. 10 lakh. 10 lakh. Being the entry for the amount due to vendor, for building purchase. So we have to pay them 10 lakh rupees worth of shares, or we are supposed to pay 10 lakh rupees. So when we are purchasing a building. Clear? So building worth of 10 lakh rupees we are buying, and we should pay 10 lakh rupees. So that is due to the vendor. So this is the due entry. So we have purchased building from the vendor and we are supposed to pay him 10 lakh rupees. Clear? So now we are issuing him a shares. Clear? So we are issuing him a shares. So then he will become a shareholder. Correct? He will become a shareholder. So the second entry will be to whom we are issuing the shares? Vendor's account debtor. To share capital account. Vendor's account debtor to share capital account. So the amount remains same, 10 lakh. rent 10 lakh. Okay, so write the narration being the settlement made by issue of shares, being the settlement made by the issue of shares. So we have done the settlement in the second entry. Okay, so now I'm moving to the third entry. So third entry is the regular entry. Whatever you are doing so far, the same entry is going to continue. So what is the third entry? That is application money received entry. That is, in normal problem, the first entry will become third entry. So the normal problem first entry is always bank account debtor to share application account. We have received application money, right? Share application account. So open the bracket and write on how many shares we received the application. 60,000 shares we received the application at rupees 20 each. So calculate 60,000 into 20. So that comes to 12 lakh rupees. So that we have received 12 lakh rupees from the public against application. So 12 lakh, 12 lakh. Okay, 12 lakh being application money received. Being application money received. So we are done with the third entry. Now further fourth entry. Fourth entry is we are going to transfer the amount to the respective account. That is the working note entry. Okay, if you get doubt, the working note entry. So that we have received the amount. Which amount? Share application account. Correct. So right now share application account. Share application account debtor to share capital account, to share capital account. So how much for capital we are supposed to transfer? So capital, how much? See, out of 60,000 shares at rupees 20, 12 lakh rupees. Out of this, how much we are going to transfer towards capital? 40,000 application money into 20. Got it? 40,000 into 20. Share capital 40,000 into 20. So that comes to 8 lakh rupees. Correct. So next, 2. Share allotment account adjusted towards allotment. So that is on how many shares? 10,000. Open the working note and check. The first one we do, right? Pro rata allotment. If you check, you are going to get 10,000 into 20 rupees application money. So that is 2 lakh. That is adjusted towards allotment. 2. Bank account. That is remaining rejected. So out of 60, 40, 10 is 50. So the remaining is 10,000. Bank account that we are rejecting. So that is 2 lakh rupees. So now if you total it, you are going to get 12 lakh. So write the narration being application money, being application money transferred excess adjusted to allotment, remaining rejected and refunded. Remaining rejected and refunded. Okay, so close the narration part. So we are done with the fourth entry. Next we are supposed to pass the fifth entry. So that is allotment money due entry. So what is the entry? Share allotment account debtor, share allotment account debtor to share capital account, to share capital account. Open the bracket and write. So is there any premium in this problem? No, right? So then take directly 40,000 into how much allotment level? On application rupees 20, on allotment it is 30. So 40,000 into 30, so that comes to 12 lakh again. So 12 lakh, 12 lakh being allotment money due, being allotment money due. So I'm done with the fifth entry. I'm moving to the sixth entry. So that is bank account debtor to share allotment account, share allotment account, bank account debtor to share allotment account. So open the bracket and write working note number 3. In that we have calculated calculation of net allotment money received. Correct? Calculation of net allotment money received we have done. So net allotment money due was 12 lakh. Excess application money adjusted 2 lakh deducted. Allotment money due was 10 lakh. Allotment money not paid by Prakriti 25,000. If you deduct net allotment money received, that is 9,75,000. So working note number 3, 9,75,000. So bank account debtor to share allotment account 9,75,000, 9,75,000. Understood? So write down the narration being allotment money received, being allotment money received. Okay. Next, seventh entry, that is first call money due entry. Okay. So write down share first call account, share first call account debtor to share capital account, to share capital account. So what is the number of shares? 40,000 shares. What is the first call money due? 25 rupees. Correct? So 40,000 into 25, if you calculate 40,000 into 25, calculate properly. So that is 40,000 into 25, 40,000 into 25, that comes to 10 lakh rupees. 10 lakh, 10 lakh. 40,000 into 25 rupees, 10 lakh, 10 lakh. Okay. So write the narration being share first call money due. Okay. So now let us pass the next entry, that is receive entry. Bank account debtor to share first call account, bank account debtor to share first call account. Okay. So here you have to understand the Prakriti is the holder of 1000 shares, failed to pay allotment, first call and second and final call too. Prakriti, to whom 1000 shares were allotted, failed to pay the allotment and 2 calls. Hence her shares were forfeited. So Prakriti, the holder of 1000 shares, failed to pay allotment and 2 calls. That means both the calls she has failed. So what is the number of shares we have offered to the public? 40,000. How much Prakriti holds? 1000, because she did not paid. So we have received on 39,000 shares into 25. 39,000 into 25. Calculate 39,000 into 25 rupees per share. So that comes to how much? 39,000 into 25, 9,75,000, 9,75,000. Okay, 9,75,000, 9,75,000. So now write down the narration being share first call money received except 1,000 shares held by Prakriti. So done with the first call receive entry. So now I am going to pass the second call due entry. So that is share second and final call account debtor to share capital account. Share capital account. Since Prakriti's shares is not yet forfeited, so we are going to give the due entry for entire amount. Okay, so what is the number of shares issued? Company 40,000. So final call money 25 rupees. So that comes to 10 lakh. 10 lakh. So write down the narration being share second and final call money due. Okay, so now let us pass the receive entry, that is 10th entry. Bank account debtor to share second and final call account. Again, the holder of 1,000, that is Miss Prakriti, did not pay the 2 calls. That is what he said in the problem. So deduct that 1,000 shares. So the left out is 39,000 into 25 rupees. 39 into 25. If you do that, you are going to get 9,75,000. 9,75,000 rupees. So now write the narration being share second and final call money received except 1,000 shares held by Prakriti. Okay, so this is a second call receive entry we have done. So now forfeiture entry, because after second and final call they said forfeit the shares of non-paid. So first forfeiture entry is share capital account debtor, share capital account debtor to forfeited shares account, forfeited shares account to, she failed to pay what all? She failed to pay allotment account, because allotment not paid. To first call account, she did not pay first call money also. To second and final call account, she did not pay second and final call also. Correct. So this is what she has paid, which are all not paid. Okay, that is she has paid forfeited account, she has not paid allotment, she has not paid first call, she has not paid second and final call. So now open a bracket and write what is the number of shares held by Miss Prakruti? 1000 shares. What is the face value of the share? 100. So now calculate 1000 into 100. So that comes to 1 lakh rupees. That comes to 1 lakh rupees. Correct? That comes to 1 lakh rupees. So now forfeited shares account we should find out. So but how much she has paid? She has paid only application money because immediately she started paying allotment. Correct? So this while calculating you should be bit extra, bit extra alert, so that we have some adjustment also. So say take example 1000 into 25. So she failed to pay first call. 1000 into 25 she failed to pay second call. So that is 1000 into 25 is 25,000. 1000 into 25 25,000. But in the allotment level 1000 into how much allotment money? Allotment money due, that is 30. Correct? 1000 into 30. Actually she is supposed to pay 30,000 rupees. Correct? But our excess application money has been adjusted. Correct? So less excess application money adjusted. Okay, so that you have to deduct. That is how many shares she has applied for? 1250. Correct? So 1250 shares she has applied, but we have allotted her only 1000 shares. So then she has paid application money on 250 shares extra. 250 into application money how much? 20. Correct? 250 into 20, that is 5000 rupees. So that we have to deduct. You got to know, right? You got the idea, right? How it is 5000. So see, you can consider she has applied, according to our working note, she has applied for 1250 shares. So when she has applied, we say application money has been received already. Clear? We have received a application money from her. Okay, so in such a case, when we have already received the share application money, so in such a case what we are supposed to do? So that application money should be deducted. So that 5000 I am deducting over here. So 30,000 minus 5000. So I am going to get 25,000 rupees. So these are the amounts which she did not pay. So that is 75,000. So then she paid exactly 25,000. So how much she has paid? 25,000. So encircle this 25,000 rupees. Encircle this 25,000 and keep it aside. So write the narration, that is being 1000 shares held by Miss Prakruti forfeited due to non-payment of call money. Due to non-payment of call money. Okay. So now we are going to pass a reissue entry. Okay. So now we are going to pass the reissue entry, that is entry number 12. So journal entry number 12. So reissue bank account debtor forfeited shares account debtor to share capital account. So that forfeited shares we are reissuing. So 1000 shares we are reissuing at how much? So in the problem he clearly said that these shares were reissued to at rupees 90 per share as fully paid up. So we are reissuing these shares at rupees 90 per share. So 1000 into 90, so that comes to 90,000 rupees. So next, forfeited shares account. How much is the loss? Loss how much per share? So loss is rupees 10 per share, correct, because face value was 100. So now we are reissuing at 10. So 1000 into 10, that comes to 10,000 rupees. So encircle this 10,000 also and keep it aside. So to share capital, how much it should be get transferred? 1 lakh rupees. It should get transferred 1 lakh rupees. So now write the narration, that is being entry for being the entry for forfeited shares reissued at 90 rupees each. Rupees 90 each. So this is the narration. So next is 13th entry, that is transfer to CRR account. So write down forfeited shares account, debtor to capital reserve account, to capital reserve account. So how much? So capital reserve account, so that is 25,000 of this, that is this entry, 25,000 forfeited shares account, 25,000 minus 10,000 rupees of this entry. So 25,000 minus 10,000, that is equals 15,000. So write the narration, being final profit on forfeiture transferred to capital reserve account. So close the narration. So we are done with the journal entry part. So next we are supposed to do a bank account and balance sheet. Okay, so now I'm preparing a bank account. Okay, so first always to what? Application account, to share application account. So how much we have received on application? So that is 12 lakh rupees. Look at the journal entry if you get the confusion. Then to share allotment account. So how much we have received against allotment? Application account, allotment account, how much we have received? 9,75,000 rupees. 9,75,000. Then share first call account. So that is also 9,75,000 only. Then share second and final call account. That is also 9,75,000 rupees, correct? So you can check the journal entries whatever we have passed. And the last one is share capital account. So that is on reissue how much we have received, that is 90,000 rupees. So you can check journal entry number 12. Okay, so this part is done. Debit part. Credit side part, that is by share application account. So there is a rejected shares which we have refunded, so that we should reflect here, share application account. So you can get all these things in the fourth journal entry in this problem. So how much rejected and refunded? Rupees 2 lakh. Even you can see this in the first working note also. So then we have to do the balance carry down, that is going to be a cash at bank, balance carry down. So now total this. So the total is 12 lakh plus 9,75,000 plus 9,75,000 plus 9,75,000 plus 90,000. So that comes to 40 that comes to 42,15,000. So that comes to 42,15,000. 42,15,000. So 2 lakh is deducted. That 42,15,000 minus 2 lakh. So that is going to be 40,15,000 rupees. So should be cash at bank. How much? 40,15,000 should be cash at bank. So I'm closing this table. So let us move further. Preparation of balance sheet. So new balance sheet as on that date, liabilities rupees, assets rupees. I'm ready with the table for that. Okay, so then we are supposed to start with number 1, share capital. Share capital. Okay, so underline that. Under that, A, authorized capital. So in the problem he is given separately authorized capital, correct? So he said Bhakti Company Limited has an authorized capital of rupees 50 lakh divided into 50,000 shares. So he has only given, that is authorized capital of the company is how much? 50 lakh. So that I have taken the amount 50 lakh rupees. 50 lakh rupees directly I have taken. Okay, authorized capital. So actually here the issued and subscribed also same, so we can consider this directly, or you can divide it and you can close this and you can show it again, but since it is the same, so author since it is the same, so I'm showing authorized, subscribed, called up, paid up, everything in this one entry only. Okay, so authorized capital, so that is authorized capital, then issued, subscribed, called up, and paid up capital, and paid up capital. Okay, so everything I've shown in this single entry only. So that is because company has authorized of 50,000 shares of 100 each out of 10,000 issued to the vendor and 40,000 issued to the general public. So directly I have taken. So I have not done any bifurcation in this. Okay, so next is second one, reserves and surplus. Reserves and surplus. Since this problem you don't have a premium entry, correct, you don't have any kind of premium entry, so then directly you have only one thing, that is capital reserve. Capital reserve, so that is last journal entry amount what you have received, so that is 15,000 rupees. That is 15,000 rupees. Okay, so now in the asset side I am doing, so first I always do fixed assets, correct? So right, fixed assets. Do you have any fixed assets? See, from day one I am asking, keep on asking, whenever fixed assets comes, do we have any fixed assets like building, land, plant, machinery, furniture, any sort? No, we used to tell, but in this problem, yes, we have purchased a building, so we have a fixed asset of building. What is the value of building? We do have 10 lakh rupees. Correct, because you can look at the first and second journal entry. We have purchased a building against by issuing shares, 10,000 shares of rupees 100 each. Okay, so that is building 10 lakh. So next I'm moving. Second is current assets. Current assets. So that is, do we have any current assets? So cash at bank, yes, we do have cash at bank. How much we do have cash at bank? That is balance carried down in the bank account. So that is 40 lakh 15,000. 40 lakh 15,000. 40 lakh 15,000. Okay, so I'm totaling both the side here. 50 lakh 15,000. 50 lakh 15,000 rupees. So here 50 lakh 15,000 rupees. So both the side it got tallied. So we are done with this problem. So we are going to solve one more problem of same kind. in the next classes. So until then, take care. See you soon. Bye bye. And don't forget to practice these problems again and again, so that you will be touch with the subject and you will get more perfection to it if you keep on practicing. Okay, so as usual, if you have doubts, reach me without fail. So thank you so much. Bye bye. Stay safe.